All right, so we're getting back to Aiden's truck. We've got the frame behind us. On last week's video, we got it all straight. So now, Hillbilly, Cody, and Dinner are gonna be ripping this frame apart. What we wanna do is get it all the way down to the bare frame so that I can take it up to Kevin at Powder Extreme Coatings. I'll bet Hillbilly will get the front end torn apart before Dinner and Cody take the back off. What do you think?
Got her in. Let's go. We'll get on the hooks and get it lifted up and start tearing it down.
The guys have got the frame over here in the mechanic shop. We gotta take off. They're gonna get a ton of stuff done while we're gone.
Hey, Robbie.
Huh?
I think it's time we retire this shirt.
Dude, that's got so many holes in it.
Well, let's see.
What the heck is that?
Ooh, it's dinner time.
Where's mine? Should we get some dinner time shirts? 1, 2. Whoa! Look at, whoa, you even got one!
It's dinner time.
If you guys want to look as good as Dinner looks, head over to RobbyLayton.com, get yourself an It's Dinner Time shirt.
It's dinner time.
We know you guys have been waiting. Head over to the website right now.
Now that we're stripping this frame, first things first, gotta get these front tires off to get to all the suspension components.
Getting nuts off of these so we can make sure that bolts aren't seized, because on a lot of these older vehicles the bolts like to seize in the bushings because there's a metal sleeve in there and it just gets rusted and solid. So hopefully we can pound it out. If not, we're going to torch it. Flat liquid wrench.
Another tire.
Shock bolt. We don't need that shock no more.
It's garbage.
That's some rusty bolts right there.
I think they're just gonna break.
Should we find out? Oh, come on. They ain't coming out though.
Wow. Let's see if we can get one. It'd be 2 for 2.
Let's see, hopefully.
Nice.
Steering box is ready to come out.
Oh, nice.
Put those in for later.
So you don't lose them?
Yep. Now I'll work on the drag link, tie rod ends, and get the steering completely dropped out of it. Just like that. Now I'll show you a quick, easy way to drop the tie rod end out of the knuckle without the right tool. Take this hammer here, tighten the wheel. Right here, there's a flat, like a flat bulge. Tap it one time and it pops out. Sometimes it takes a couple taps, but
How many times you guys think it's gonna take him to knock this one out? How many hits?
bit one.
Oh, 1 hit.
Flat, it can't be bulged.
Yes, it can. Come and look, I'll show you. It's bulged out, but it's flat. See the bulge and then flat? Yeah, no, nothing to say that one, do you?
All right.
So now we're taking the idler pulley off, or the idler, yeah,
That thing.
the steering idler. Whoa.
Getting the bump stops out, seeing all the washers around.
Drag link, tie rod ends, idler removed. Okay, so the passenger shock is giving me fits because there's so much pressure. As soon as I got the bolt loose and popped out, the whole shock twisted. And if you guys look right here on the lower control arm, bottom shock mount is pushed through the lower control arm because it's all bent and broken, tweaked. So now I have to force this bolt out.
Pop.
Goes the weasel.
And it's out.
Might have to rethread 1 or 2 of them. Now I'm gonna work on motor mount bolts.
You find anything interesting?
I'm just fighting the e-brake that is rusted and a socket won't fit over it because of that. So I'm gonna ratcheting wrench this baby off. And this feels like it's gonna break, so we might end up with a new cable here. There we go, just one little tough spot.
I went to go start pulling the motor mount bolts off the frame, or the motor mounts off the frame, but the driver's side is gonna be easier to get to the nuts on the bottom once I have all the front suspension removed and the front differential removed. That one don't want to come out right yet, so move on to the next one. It didn't want to give it up. Once Cody finally made it to the torsion bar bolts, it actually went pretty easy now. Upper A-arm bolts. I go and find the socket and I knock it right off. I don't think it's moving, Dinner. But I got it on there. Is it turning?
Okay.
Got it. Thank you, third hand.
You're welcome.
Ha hot. We might have to be cutting this one because it's Z'd hard, so I don't know if it's gonna go through that tube. How to get the hammer and straighten the bolt out so I can come out.
Might have to pull your A-arm out of the way.
Yep, I'm thinking I might have to pull the A-arm out. Almost a toe. I'm pulling off the front CV axles off the front differential, so that way we can just drop this A-arm and the CV axle will stay with the hub and A-arm.
What does CV stand for?
Constant velocity axle. If I remember right, there's 6 bolts holding this on each side.
That's 4.
2 left, 6. I'm so glad I graduated Mayberry. So now all I got is the lower control arm bolts, and this whole hub, or this whole suspension is ready to slide off. So I got the bolts loose for the lower A-arm. I'm gonna knock those out. It'll kind of drop down and then we'll slide it off the torsion bar. There's one bolt.
Pew!
Your exhaust came up.
Yeah, I think the exhaust is just chilling there, honestly. Is that you? We might have better luck pulling it out of the frickin' brace on the back.
Nope, it's not coming out.
We need to lower it and take the pressure off.
Oh, moved.
There you go.
There's one. Let's see if we can get that other side out before we undo it all. Is it hard enough it'll move?
Yes, let's get the exhaust.
Nope, it don't move. So I have to undo the front real fast. So all I gotta do now is just finish tapping out the lower control arm bolts on the passenger side, and the front suspension is done. Is it out?
Not yet. She's out.
There's one. That shock's garbage.
Ta-da! There you go. There's the front suspension.
Right here. Okay, so now I'm just knocking out the shackle bolts. Cody already took the nuts off of all of them, so all I have to do is just tap them out. I think someone's done some, removed these leaf spring bolts once before because they come out way too easy for how old this truck is.
Yeah.
Way too easy. Usually you're fighting them and have to cut the heads off. So the trick is, you can't get one of the shackle bolts out. You cut the head off flush, so there's just a shaft, stack a bunch of washers, put the nut on, tighten it, and it sucks it through. Once you hit the bottom thread, loosen it up, put more washers on there, suck it, and keep sucking all the way through like a press. Now we can lift the frame up because it sounds like Cody just dropped a cross member. Okay, so now we're gonna go up, and the plan is the exhaust and rear axle will stay on the ground. So we'll have Dinner go back there and stand and watch it go up to see, make sure it stays on the ground like I want it to.
Nope.
Just pivot it.
And it's out.
Now keep going up.
And the exhaust stays.
Where are we gonna hold the diff with?
Take all the nuts off the diff, set it back down, tap all the bolts out, and then ready to frame back up again. Peanut butter jelly time, peanut butter jelly time. What? I'm working on the front differential. I got my last bolt to remove, or nut to remove, and then we'll lower it down, tap the bolts out, and then raise it back up, and the front diff should stay on the ground. Now we're going down with the frame. Bam!
Plop.
Up, and away!
Differential is out. How long can he hold it? Look at his arm shaking.
You want to lay you down, or are you just gonna fall?
So all we got left is motor mount and sway arm, or the sway link. Is all we got left, and this frame is done. We're not gonna know what to do with ourselves. We'll be done early, and we're not gonna know what to do.
One sway bar.
Oh, Betsy.
What? It slid?
This is about to fall. Now it's not as tweaked.
It might just be sitting on there funky.
Frame is done.
All right, so it is another day. The guys were hard at work last night. They got this frame completely stripped down. Now our plan is to get the motor, tranny, transfer case separated, get everything off of the motor that we're not gonna send to the machine shop. And then tomorrow, I am loading up this frame, the motor, and I'm gonna head to Salt Lake. I'm gonna meet Chris Schrade. He's gonna be taking the motor up to his machine shop in Pocatello. He's gonna be redoing the 4.3, getting this thing beefed up so it can handle everything we throw at it on this truck. We're gonna be stopping over at our buddy Kevin's at Powertrain Coatings. He's gonna be sandblasting and powder coating the frame flat black. It's not a show truck, so we're not gonna be getting like a show finish. We just want it coated and protected so that whatever he does, it's just got the protection on the frame. We're gonna start by getting the transfer case off. Basically, we're just gonna separate just like this. Take the front end stuff off, motor and tranny separated, transfer case off, and then figure out what to do from there. Let's get to work.
That is brake fluid, coolant, motor oil, transmission fluid, all in one. Maybe some gas. Can't tell, it's mixed with everything.
Taste it, see what it is.
Oh, I can see coolant.
Coolant will kill you. I've always wanted to use this wrench for the last bolt. Look at that, it's not gonna leak.
Nope, sealed.
It's sealed, yep. We lucked out. All right, well, that was super easy. I think what we're gonna do is we're gonna clean this transfer case up and we're gonna seal it. What that means is we're gonna put a new output seal in it, probably a new seal up here.
What about right here?
Split the case, reseal the case, all the good stuff. I gotta go grab my power steering pump pulley puller thingy so we can get that front bracket all the way off the motor. Found it. Okay, this is the installation tool. This is gonna be the puller. Got it. Hillbilly was scared that I wouldn't hold it. I like to psych him out sometimes, keep him on his toes. Got it.
Have to remove the water pump pulley.
That is how you take a water pump pulley, a fan clutch, and power steering pulley off.
Probably just take that off and throw it away.
There you go. All right, so we got the front of the motor stripped. Now we're gonna go start working on the transmission, but we're gonna have to figure out how to relift this thing so we can drop the transmission off without damaging anything. Well, it's got a broken distributor in it, so we'll be getting one of those, one of these, one of them.
One of that.
Distributor back here is busted right off. So I'm gonna go ahead and unbolt this. I'm gonna leave the top ones connected. Hillbilly's gonna grab something to lift this. We're gonna lift the motor up and then we'll disassemble the tranny and we'll pull the tranny off the motor. We'll get this thing strapped down to a pallet so that when we get it loaded on the tow truck, we can haul it up. Hold it.
There goes a fountain.
One more bolt. Okay, try just back out. All right, we got them separated. Got a lot of oil. We'll change the clutch just because we're this far in. We'll clean this up really well. Change the fluid in it. I think that'll be good. Honestly, I don't think the tranny's very bad. Should we leave the clutch here? Holy cow. Out. This thing's had some coolant and oil leaks for a while. Looks like coolant on the front. Oil is saturated everywhere. It's about due for a rebuild. We're just gonna zip tie these lines here so they don't flop and get oil all over everything. And so we're just bolting the ratchet strap ends to the motor to cinch it down like that so that it doesn't want to rock side to side. One thing left to do, Hillbilly.
Push it back inside before the weather comes.
That ain't going nowhere. So tomorrow morning we're gonna load everything and we'll clean our mess up. Hillbilly did a great job. We don't even need a forklift. We've got this motor ready to head up to the machine shop, get it machined, get it all built so that when Aiden's cruising this thing, this little V6 is gonna be a big V6. That's all we're gonna do tonight. So it is tomorrow. All right, it is another day. So what we're gonna do is we gotta get these torsion bars out of the cross member because the cross member is gonna get powder coated. The torsion bars, I believe, are gonna get changed. So yesterday, we didn't show you on camera, but he tried that. They wouldn't even budge. We took our free penetrating oil, soaked them, let them lather in it all night. Boom, one shot out like a rocket, the other one you had to force out. But you know what, at least they're out. There's some keys in there, the suspension keys. You tighten a bolt against them and they put tension on the torsion bars, and that's what you get your suspension from. So we're not gonna do anything with those either. Pretty sure those are getting changed. So one thing that we noticed is the front brace on this has a big old crack in it. So I moved the welder over and let the frame down, and we're gonna hurry and weld it because as soon as this gets to sandblasting, there's no more welding on the frame. I'm glad we caught it
Right there.
All right, we're gonna derby car weld this. This is like trick. It's like a trick candle.
It keeps coming back. Oh.
There we go. I think that'll do.
That'll do, donkey.
That'll do. Okay, I'll grab Frank. We'll get this motor out of the way, and then we gotta get a cart for this or something. We'll go grab the frame so that we're just walking out once. Okay. We got the motor and the frame loaded. Next stop, we're gonna be headed to Powder Extreme Coatings, dropping the frame off of Kevin, and then I'm headed over to meet a guy named Chris. It's gonna take us about a month to get this motor fixed. The supply chain for parts is super screwed up right now, so it's about 4 weeks until we'll get this motor back. Probably a couple of weeks before Tony has the frame to start putting the lift in it. We're gonna come back, get all the sheet metal parts ready. We're gonna go get another parts truck, get that thing torn apart, and start on the bodywork while all of this is out getting fixed. Kevin's gonna be meeting us here in a minute. It's a Saturday. They are closed on the weekends, but luckily he's willing to help us out. So we're gonna be unloading Aiden's frame. He's gonna be doing all the sandblasting, and then he's gonna flat black powder coat it. The reason for the flat black is we're not going for a show job. All we're doing is going for the protection of the frame. This has a lot of scale on it and a lot of rust. Get all that blasted off and get it protected to where he can go and spray it off with a pressure washer, and it'll come clean and stay protected. All right, so Kevin just got here. He's gonna grab the forklift. We'll get this thing unloaded. All right, so we've got it all dropped off. Kevin's got it unloaded. Kevin's portion to help Aiden is he is gonna sandblast and powder coat this for us. He is donating it. So for any of you that need sandblast or powder coat, call Powder Extreme Coatings. Kevin will hook you up. They do an amazing job. We're super grateful that he's got on board with this project as well. He's helped out with the Golden Nugget, helped out with the trailer, and with the Rocons. And we're gonna have some more Rocons. Good. Make sure you guys check out Powder Extreme Coatings. We appreciate all their help, and this is going to an awesome cause. We are rebuilding this for a 16-year-old kid. His name is Aiden. His father passed away 2 days after wrecking this truck. This truck was gonna be Aiden's from his dad, so that's the reason we're rebuilding it. We appreciate it.
Yep.
We know you guys are doing a good job.
Help. It's
Cool.
nice to be able to help for a good cause.
Now we're gonna head down to Harbor Freight. I think we're getting some jacks and some jack stands and a few other odds and ends, and then headed back to the shop. Well, it's a good thing we got everything up there before this rain hit. This stuff sucks. All right, so we just left Harbor Freight. We got us a couple sets of jack stands, we got us a couple of Daytona jacks, and we got us a motorcycle hoist. That's gonna come in handy when we're working on the Rocon. As always, we appreciate you guys. If you enjoyed this video, go check out this one.